You've cleaned your model, you've primed your model, and now you're gonna start coloring your model. Hi everyone, my name is Only Ming, and in this video we're gonna color our model. Let's get to it. If you missed out on how to clean up and prime your model, click here for more. So how do you start painting your models? Well, I'll show you the ways to paint. There are many, but let's start with the common ways first. Of course, we need brushes. For starters, I recommend 4 kinds: the all-rounded brush, wash brush, detail brush, and metallic brush. First, the all-rounded brush. I call this brush that brush that will take a lot of hits. That means that the brush should be a well-rounded brush that can do anything and you're not afraid to beat it up. The second brush is the wash brush. This brush is going to be used for taking contrast or paint wash, like Citadel contrast, mediums, Citadel shades, and many tint paints. The third brush is the metallic brush. Now this brush is used specifically for metallic paints. We'll get to that later on during the topic. And the final brush is the detailed brush. This brush is going to help you with adding details to the model, from edge highlighting to painting the eyes. Now you probably ask the question, should I get an expensive brush? Well, the answer is no. If your kind of expensive brush is around 60 ringgit or more, then I suggest not. It does help in some ways, that I've heard from my friends, that the premium brush like Winsor and Newton are very good, but I did hear that more care is needed to get the best result in that brush. P.S. I don't mean treat your brush like dirt. What I do mean is that you'll be painting a lot of miniatures in the future, so buying a cheap brush can actually be a better choice. If you take care of it, you can be using this brush for many years. So for my price range, it should be from 2 ringgit the lowest to 30 ringgit the highest. On my side, I'm using Citadel synthetic brush, and they're pretty good. They're still pricey, but it's not 60 ringgit pricey. Let's paint those models with color prime in the last video. The colors will differ depend on the primers you use. I will use snakebite leather to show the difference. Now let's compare the 3 miniature models. As you can see, the black primer is really dark and you can't really see the colors, while the brighter primers like grey and white will make the colors brighter. Although I'm going to say this, the black primer is mostly used because the colors can be adjusted if we would want the colors to be darker or brighter, and we can just control it any way we want it. So this is the reason why the black primer is better. For the other 2 primer colors, grey and white, will be used based on the settings, if the model is in a bright setting or is in a cartoony location like Blood Bowl or any cartoon animated world. The classic way to color is like so: base color, then wash, and then layer. So most of the time the base will not be a vibrant bright color, rather a dark or medium tone. So we usually start dark to light. So my idea here is to have brown skin, okay? I'll base the model with some dark mid-tone, so I'm using X88 color. We coat the skin area with X88, and once it is dry, it's time for wash. Now washes is very thin, dark color paint. When you apply it to the model, the edges are going to be filled with the dark tone. Now try not to apply too much, or the wash will make a pooling. And you don't want to see pooling, it's disgusting, seeing a white edge in your model like that. So how to avoid it? Well, you can drain the area where there are too much wash, or you can spread the wash all over the place. And once it's dry, you can tidy up with either the same color or the same brighter color. And that's the basic way to color your miniature model. This is mostly my go-to style when I paint. It's actually much like the previous painting style, but mainly we focus on painting and not much wash. The color will go from dark to light, so instead of a mid-tone color like X88, we use a darker tone like Rhinox Hide. Afterwards, build it up with a mid-tone color, then a light color. As long as you are tinting your paint and also mixing the color, until you're satisfied with it. Here's another question. Should you avoid wash for this style? No, you shouldn't. You could use it if you're not satisfied with the color blend. Yeah, there's no such rules in anything, so don't you worry. Once you're happy with the results, tidy the edge with bright colors like white or cream color using your detailed brush. Here I just use a thin coat of any cream color. Then you can add a thin coat of dark colors in the corners. To go and spice it all up, you can take darker brown, dark purple, dark red, dark green, etc. It makes the model less boring that you have to follow rules, you know, that kind. So anyway, there we go, this is the results. Okay, a bonus tip, alright? Do not put your brush with the bristle up like this. You're gonna get the paint inside the glued bristle area, and this will cause the bristle to split. Instead, put the brush down is the best choice. On to metallic paint. So for basic, we'll be using just one metallic color for each, silver and gold, as there are many things to talk about metallic. So get a metallic paintbrush and a separate water bucket. The separate water bucket is really important because when you wash your metallic paint, you'll get metal pigments in the water. This is why I usually use one bucket and one brush just for the metallic parts. Because assume you put your brush in the same bucket and then start painting, you might get some metallic pigments in the paint on the model. So when painting metal, I can tell you a trick. When you're painting silver, paint the colors black. And if you're painting gold, add dark brown or dark red. The results will make the metal stand out. And there you go, beautiful metal. So here's a comparison between the silver and the gold. Contrast painting, also known as speed painting. It is when you use a paint that's designed for painting fast, such as Citadel's Contrast or Army Painter Speed Paints. For this, you need to apply the paint on primer that is light. So that means black primer models will have a tough time. But if you wish to apply it on a black prime model, simply add a bright color and add a contrast. Bright colors such as white or grey. And that fast, you're good to go. The name Slapshot is based on the infomercial, where it shows how fast you can get your results by just slapping on the device and then you can get your food immediately. In reality, it is actually just contrast speed painting, but they add the dry brushing painting primer style, where you add the grey and the white dry brush and then add the contrast paint. Just a quick slap chop and your army is ready. And there you go, the many styles of painting your models. There are more, but these are the common ones so far. So what do I suggest? Well, I'm gonna go with the basic base wash layer. Now why is that? Well, it's because if you keep practicing it and then you're gonna keep upgrading more and more with your styles, sooner or later you're gonna get your own way and your model is gonna stand out as your style. And now you're ready for model painting. Go on out there and start painting. Thank you so much everybody. Like and subscribe for more. This is Omni Ming saying goodbye, good luck and have fun miniature painting.